So let's proceed with our next chapter, which is public communication. And why public communication is very important, because after we have conducted all the risk assessment and the HRA, so of course it should be conveyed, and the finding of the assessment should be conveyed to the public so that people, especially the community or maybe the stakeholders, are aware about what is happening or what is the proposed project risk assessment that is going to take place. Okay, so it refers to the sharing of information from an organization or individual to the public. It is key in areas like health, safety, policy, and social awareness, because you are dealing with the public and its health. Okay. So next one is goals of public communication. Of course, the primary goals are to inform and to persuade, to educate and build public trust. But of course, it should not be misleading based on the facts and figures. And for example, the public health campaigns, the government advisories, and corporate announcements. Okay, there are public several types of communication, which can be classified into four main types. The first one is verbal, the second one is non-verbal, the next one is visual, and last but not least is written communication. So I believe this is very clear. Okay, next one is verbal communication, relies on spoken language to deliver messages and connect with the audience. For example, public speeches by leaders to address concerns. So it can be something on environment, for example. And next one is radio interviews to reach remote audience, because radio can reach wider coverage. And last but not least is the webinars. And right now also we have podcasts, but yeah, be careful. Don't listen to any any random podcast, yeah, because nowadays people can talk about anything, right? So webinars for real time interaction with the public. So, what is non-verbal communication? It includes eye contact during a press conference to show sincerity. So, I believe this is also important, right? Because sometimes people can read from your gestures and everything during your communication, and use of gestures and postures to emphasize the key points. So, of course, the public speaking, especially, is really essential to make sure that if, let's say, you want to deliver the message to the public. And next one is the visual cues in videos to highlight critical information. Okay, next one is visual communication, present information through images, charts, and other visual elements that you can create on, for example, Canva, which is the most convenient one, or maybe through Excel, etc., etc. And infographics summarizing complex data in accessible way. Of course, if let's say you want to represent those response relationship, of course it should not be too scientific, or else people cannot be relate people cannot relate too much on your finding. Okay, next one is the posters and billboards to reach a wide audience visually. And last but not least, graph and charts in news reports to illustrate trends, so that's going to be readable. So next one is written communication, involve conveying messages through text. For example, press releases that provide official statement to the media. So this is really important to convey the message on your risk assessment to the public through media. And next is social media posts to quickly inform the public of updates. So I believe that this form of communication has evolved, because right now most of people go for social media, which they can outreach faster. And next one is articles in newspapers and website for in-depth analysis. Okay, what are the methods of dissemination of the communication? Okay, we can see, of course, mass media, channels like television, radio, newspapers, which can reach a large audience quickly, but this is still relevant right now at this moment for not, I could not say for most people, because I believe that some people they do not have access to the, for example, television, or maybe radio. They can have it through the phone. And of course, the example is news broadcasts provide real-time updates on the current events. Next, of course, this is the most emerging platform, which is social media like Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, for immediate and interactive communication. And health alerts shared can be very instant with large online communities, because this powerful tool of online communication, for example, through social media, can be fully utilized in a positive way. Okay, next one is a website, because I believe this should be more corporate and should be more formal, which serve as a centralized hubs for information and updates. For example, the government website hosting regulation and public notices, or maybe the corporate world, right? And next is public events, direct engagement with audience through seminars, workshop. Maybe you can have direct, yeah, of course, direct interaction, direct outreach with the your target or maybe your stakeholders. Okay, for example, a public health workshop to educate citizens on disease prevention. So I believe this is also one good strategy. For example, let's say you want to propose some project, you can have this kind of engagement so that people can understand, people can relate more with what is your intention. But make sure that your intention is really really good. If not, you're gonna be in trouble. Okay, as a conclusion, effective public communication relies on selecting the appropriate type and dissemination method. So, can I ask you one question? Give your answer in the comment section below. What is your most preferred communication type and dissemination method? Choose. Okay, only one. Okay, because by understanding audience needs and preference, messages can be delivered clearly and effectively, especially in regards to environmental health risk assessment. Okay, so until we meet again, Assalamualaikum and have a good day.